In the city of Charleston, South Carolina, you'll find many wonders-friendly people, delicious food, and a rich culture. However, there's one aspect that stands out: the haunting stories that linger in the air. Among them is a chilling tale that's so terrifying, you may not want to hear another. This story revolves around a well-known house called the Holloway Estate, where a spirit is said to roam. The story begins in the aftermath of the American Civil War, when the estate was handed over to the university's vice-chancellor, Jonathan Carter. Built long before the war, the house was magnificent, boasting luxurious rooms and a grand courtyard, yet it carried an unsettling air. From the moment Jonathan and his family moved in, they noticed the peculiar glances from neighbors, as if they were intruding on something sacred. Initially, they brushed it off as jealousy over their new home. But one night, Jonathan awoke suddenly and went to the kitchen for water. From the window, he spotted his 10-year-old son, Ethan, near the old well, tossing stones into it. "Ethan, what are you doing out there?" he called. The boy looked up but didn't respond, continuing his activity. Jonathan hurried downstairs, but when he reached the well, Ethan had vanished. Confused, he went back to bed, dismissing it as a trick of the mind. The next morning, Jonathan mentioned the incident to his wife, Margaret. She looked pale. "Jonathan, I checked on Ethan last night. He was sound asleep." Alarmed, Jonathan questioned Ethan, who claimed he had been asleep too. That night, Jonathan resolved to stay awake and investigate. He stood by the window and soon saw Ethan again, near the well. This time, Jonathan rushed outside, only to find the boy's room empty. "Ethan, where are you?" he shouted, but Ethan was nowhere to be found. "Look inside," Ethan suddenly said, appearing beside his father. Jonathan peered into the well, his heart racing. Inside were the remains of soldiers, their lifeless forms surrounded by dark water. Stunned, he turned to Ethan, who had collapsed. After reviving Ethan, Jonathan demanded to know what he had seen. The boy explained that a headless figure had appeared to him, urging him to awaken the restless souls trapped in the well. Each night, Ethan had felt compelled to throw stones, trying to free them. Desperate for answers, Jonathan spoke with a neighbor, who revealed the estate's dark history. During the Civil War, many soldiers had met their fate near the property. Their bodies were hidden in the well, leaving their spirits to wander in unrest. Understanding the gravity of their situation, Jonathan sought the help of a local spiritual leader. The elder performed rituals by the well, attempting to appease the spirits. But despite their efforts, Ethan's health deteriorated, and ultimately he succumbed to an illness that baffled the doctors. With heavy hearts, Jonathan and Margaret left the Holloway Estate, sealing the well as a final act of closure. But the story didn't end there. Neighbors soon reported seeing a young boy near the well, throwing stones into the darkness at night. Years later, the estate became a filming location for a series. Curiously, no crew reported any paranormal activity, as if the spirits had finally found peace. Yet the tale of the Holloway Estate lives on, a reminder that some homes carry their histories and the echoes of the past can awaken at any moment. If you've ever been to Charleston or know of similar ghost stories, feel free to share them. And remember, sometimes when you move into a new home, it's essential to learn its history because you never know what may be lurking in the shadows.